Alright guys, today we have a 2014 Honda Accord. We're going to change the brake pads in here. To change the pads, what you're going to need is number 12. You're going to remove this bolt here. You're going to remove the bolt up on the top. You're going to loosen these and then you could probably do it by hand. Alright. Be a better idea to use a gear wrench, because my ratchet goes and hits that. Alright, so I got that 12 out. I got this 12 out. And one more thing you need to do is you need to follow this brake line back here. And if you go across, you're gonna find a bolt down here, right here. See that? We're gonna remove that. This is also number 12. So all you do is you loosen that up, and this should release the cable for the e-brake. The reason why I'm taking this off is because the caliper is not gonna free play itself, so you do have to remove that. Otherwise you'll be forcing things. So we're gonna come back on this side now. And you take the caliper and you move it out of the way. You remove this little clip here. If you get a new one with the brakes, make sure you put the new one on. And you pull out the brake pad. They're finished. Pay attention to this sensor, it goes in the bottom. Pay attention to this little knob right here. Let me pull my light a little bit this way. This caliper has a slot right in the center. If you can see it. This is where this knob goes in to that cross. So you gotta have that cross straight. Alright, make sure this is all clean in here. Take a flathead screwdriver or a wire brush like this and you clean where the brakes are gonna sit. Alright. Next, what we'll do is we'll compress that piston. You need a special tool for this. I'm gonna show you that tool today. Alright, so the tool you need is this right here. This is a compressed tool. This is a dual piston caliper, so this is the tool you need. So what you do is you line this little two knobs into the center of this caliper. And once you have that in there, can you hold it back there for me? All you do is you turn this. Alright, that's it, you turn that. I'm gonna move my camera here if you can see a little bit. And let me get my light on top here. So what this does is it turns the piston and pushes it, turns and pushes it. If it doesn't go in smooth, you have a bad caliper. All right, there you go. And it's done. Give me a play bar. All right. One thing I want to show you guys is this. The cross has to be straight in the middle. That's where I showed you this brake pad. The little knob goes in there. What you can do, you can take a pry bar after you're done. You can gently turn a little bit and make sure it's right in the center. The cross is like straight. It looks pretty straight there. If you don't do that, the knob is not going to sit in that hole. It's going to sit in a different angle. It's probably not even going to sit properly, the brakes. Alright, so now we just wait for the new brake pads. Once we have them, we'll put them in there. Brake pads. Here's the new brake pads. I usually like to use Monroe brand. So what we're gonna do here is, let me fix up my light a little bit so you can see better. Sensor down. This knob goes on the inside pad. So there you go. The brake pads go in nice and easy. A lot of times they don't want to go in good. You don't want to like jam them in there. You know, you want to scrape it a little bit here, a little bit here, just to make them fit properly. I already pre-done it and I tested it before I started up my camera. So I got this in pretty good shape. They should just slide right in just like that, you know, nothing complicated, nothing hard. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna put a little bit of grease here on both sides. All right, this will let the caliper free play on the pad a little bit. And you also want to check these pins which we greased up earlier. And once you have all that in there, don't forget this little clip here. This is like a spring for it. What it does is it releases the brakes and helps the brakes open up when you're not using them. And then if you have this caliper in proper place, it should go in nice and smooth. You shouldn't have any difficulties. There you go, just like that. Simple. Now I'm going to take my number 12 in the bottom and the top. Sometimes this will move as you turn. So just try to hold it with one like I'm doing it with my thumb. Have that in there. Next, make sure you tighten it nice and tight. Double check if you need to. We had a car this week, 2 days ago. It had no bolt in it. He came from a shop nearby which shut down. So he was a new customer. We put a new bolt in there for him, which we had here. Alright, so if you got this in, double check everything. Both the brake pads are in there. So pretty much the job is done. But do not forget, go across on the other side. The number 12 that goes right there. So all you do is you take that brake line, the emergency cable line, catch the threads, take your number 12, and you tighten that, and you're done. Alright, so pretty much the brake job is done. He's working on the other side, so we got both of these done together. Turn it, feel it, and that's it. Make sure you pump the brake pads after you bring the car back down, once you have the tires mounted and tightened and everything. There you go, that's the brake pads. Everything is tight. To double check, just feel these bolts, both brake pads in there, and you're done.